from a certain corner. They shoot at me. I think the bullet passed, I don't know, just I felt like this, you know.
A história do padre Sebastiano Dambrá e do Centro para o Diálogo Silsilah começa numa época de grande agitação no sul de Mindanao, nas Filipinas. Da sua experiência como negociador durante o conflito, surgiu a convicção de curar e unir através do diálogo.
I said to myself, I have to do this to help people here, Muslim, Christian, to build trust, peace, confidence.
A procura de uma base espiritual comum em que tanto muçulmanos como cristãos pudessem relacionar-se foi uma maravilha e uma revelação para a comunidade local.
In that meeting, I was surprised. There were Muslims and Christians together.
Father Sebastiano de Ambra, he wants that how Christian to become a better Christian and how Muslim to become a better Muslim.
He introduced what Silsilah dialogue movement is all about, and I've learned the spirituality behind the movement, and from there I got hooked.
De uma barraca humilde até um centro amplo para o diálogo que enriquece milhares de pessoas todos os anos, o Centro para o Diálogo Silsilah tornou-se um instrumento permanente para a paz nas Filipinas.
I came from Sicily. My house was near the sea. The waves have some spiritual message, you know. Sometimes I know the sea is very calm, sometimes it's rough. The sea can remind us that there is another horizon. We have to move from one horizon to another horizon. This is life. I never thought to reach to this age or this place or to do what I'm doing, but it's part of my understanding, of course, in my prayer, in my trust in the Lord, moving through one horizon to another horizon.
Depois de ingressar o Instituto Pontifício para as Missões Estrangeiras, o PIME, o padre Sebastiano aprendeu que existiam muitas percepções negativas de pessoas pertencentes a religiões antagónicas que necessitavam de ser corrigidas. Foi transferido para a ilha de Mindanao, nas Filipinas, onde existe uma grande comunidade muçulmana, chegando em fevereiro de 1977.
In my first mission, it was Yocon, Zamboanga del Norte, in Mindanao. I start to give attention, first of all, to the Subanon. These are indigenous people. And after I saw the great need to be closer to the Muslim, at that time it was the MNLF war.
O país estava sob a lei marcial e a ditadura do presidente Ferdinand Marcos. As violações dos direitos humanos estavam a aumentar. Vários missionários do PIME tinham sido deportados. A situação política tornou-se mais complicada devido ao conflito militar entre o governo federal e a Frente Moro de Libertação Nacional, a MNLF, que almejava a independência. Perante tanta violência e discriminação, o padre Sebastiano tornou-se uma ponte entre os dois lados opostos. Apelidou a sua humilde cabana filipina na aldeia onde vivia de Irmandade Muçulmana Cristã.
All the neighbors were Muslim, and children are always around with a lot of curiosity. And one day I was in the room just for moments of prayer. When I went out, one little girl said, "Father, what you have done inside?" And I said, "I was praying." And this girl is looking at me and say, "Father, also the Christian pray." I was touched because poor girl, she has an understanding of the Christian like the military, those who kill the Muslim. The immersion in the Muslim community was, first of all, a kind of personal transformation. I came up with this expression that became now a slogan, our motto, our point of reference. Dialogue starts from God and brings people back to God.
Graças ao respeito adquirido junto da comunidade muçulmana, os rebeldes da MNLF pediram ao padre Sebastiano que negociasse a sua rendição com o governo em troca da amnistia. Foi um período de operações militares pesadas em diversas zonas de Mindanao, que provocaram inúmeras vítimas, quer entre os civis, quer entre os grupos armados. Durante mais de um ano, desde agosto de 1979, o padre Sebastiano manteve encontros com os grupos rebeldes e militares.
I said to myself, I have to do this. It was a time of crisis. I have to help people here, Muslim, Christian, to build trust, peace, confidence. One time I had a very big problem. The military in some way betrayed us and we were about to have an encounter. The commander, he said, Father, you go, and I said, no, I've been with you for 1 week. I want to stay here. He said, okay, Father, be sure that if they attack us, we will defend you. You will be the last to die, no? These words of a commander who had done so many things in that line of violence touched my heart. I said, look, in the deeper part of the heart of each person, there is always a corner of goodness. We have to reach to that level.
Em 1981, o papel do padre Sebastiano como negociador chegou ao fim de forma abrupta. Houve um atentado por parte dos guerrilheiros contra ele, no qual um grande amigo seu, Boy de Guzmán, perdeu a vida. Temendo pela sua segurança, os superiores da missão PIME pediram ao padre Sebastiano que regressasse à Itália. De 1981 a 1983, aprofundou os seus conhecimentos sobre o Islão no Instituto Pontifício de Estudos Árabes e Islâmicos em Roma. Esses anos seriam providenciais para a sua futura missão nas Filipinas.
I could decide to stay in Italy and stop with this experience, but I was challenged to do more. For me, it was a kind of discovering because although I had a certain understanding of Islam, but not so much, I discovered that in Islam there are also these people who are considered the spiritual, the mystics, who have a deeper faith, and they talk about Silsilah means literally chain or link to their master and the master link to God. I said if each one of us are linked, we belong to the same family.
Foi neste conceito de Silsilah que o padre Sebastiano encontrou o fundamento espiritual para o diálogo interreligioso. Após o seu regresso a Zamboanga, em 1983, reuniu amigos muçulmanos e cristãos no espírito de uma só família. Queria que os membros de diferentes religiões se unissem e experimentassem juntos o amor de Deus pela humanidade.
In that meeting, I was surprised. There were Muslims and Christians together, and then he presented his idea of forming Muslims and Christians together and to call it Silsilah. People who will be together in promoting dialogue is the way to peace.
At that time there was some effort, but normally just to do activity together, Muslim Christian, I said, cannot be like this. A dialogue has to have a spiritual foundation, if not along the way will end.
O Centro para o Diálogo, Silsilah, nasceu em maio de 1984. Este grupo de amigos, líderes de comunidades e pessoas que procuram a paz, reuniam-se regularmente. O grupo acabou por alugar um espaço na cidade de Zamboanga com o intuito de se tornar uma presença visível junto da comunidade.
our dialogue must be a dialogue with God, within ourselves, with others, and creation. So we put like 4 pillars of our spirituality, of life in dialogue, and people understood. I remember that some Christian or friends tried to say, but maybe this about spirituality, the Muslims do not understand so much. But I said no. In fact, the Muslim, of course, those who are open to this idea, understand well. They are open to a certain spiritual understanding of life in dialogue.
I found it very convincing, our being together with Father Diamra, because his mission and vision is like with us also. We are also advocating peace to the community in an Islamic way. This is also in the context of the Quran, to invite people to a common words. We are working together on how to create bridge toward relationship so that we can have harmonious living together with one another.
Inspirados pela sua filosofia de amor em ação, vários membros do Silsilah arriscavam-se permanentemente num dos bairros mais pobres de Zamboanga. Eles pretendiam estabelecer aquilo a que chamam diálogo de vida entre as diferentes crenças.
Why are you living with us? You are a Christian and we are a Muslim. And I explained about what is Silsilah, our vision and mission. And then I said, I love to know you, I love to know the culture, I love to know something more about Muslims. They were surprised because it was new to them. A Christian like me who is interested about them. I said, we may be different in faith and culture, but there must be something we can share together. They welcomed me. I mean, they were smiling because for them it was a strange reality. So I said, it is the first time for us to hear a Christian interested about us.
A tragédia atingiu Silsilah de forma inesperada em 1992. No dia 20 de maio, um dos principais elementos do Silsilah e um dos missionários do PIME, o padre Salvatore Carzeda, foram assassinados a caminho de casa depois de um encontro. Este acontecimento deixou o grupo de rastos e levantou sérias dúvidas sobre a sua continuidade e segurança.
It was in the evening and for sure it was an ambush. So it is not clear. Some say that I was the target. That was the biggest sad moment for me, for all of us, to the point that people want us to stop, say it's impossible.
The feeling that we lost someone in the family of Silsilah was very intense that time. No? To lose a friend, someone who inspires us. There were so many forms of discouragement that time, not only because he was killed, but even other people tried to discourage us to stop our work and activities. And then even trying to threat us like, if you will not stop joining Silsilah, you might be the next one to be killed.
At the time, we were not so strong. And thanks to God, we find the spiritual energy. And Minda said, no, Padre Salvatore, remind us padayon, no? Padayon means move on, no? And we said, okay, padayon. And I can say from that time on, Silsilah have been becoming stronger and more determined in many ways.
O Centro para o Diálogo Silsilah cresceu consideravelmente desde os seus anos de formação. O movimento vai para além de Zamboanga com programas de alcance nacional e internacional. O Silsilah tem a sua sede na Aldeia da Harmonia, um complexo com 5 hectares de vegetação exuberante com vista para o mar de Sulu, próximo de Zamboanga. A propriedade inclui cada vez mais edifícios e casas de oração. A Aldeia da Harmonia organiza inúmeras atividades anuais, incluindo cursos de verão para jovens, com interação entre muçulmanos e cristãos, formação de grupos de fé e seus líderes, produção e divulgação de conteúdos para os meios de comunicação social e muitos outros.
Silsilah is a movement, and we have different components. Structure-wise, we have an organizational setup. We also have areas of formation. We organize summer courses, seminars, and workshops. And these are participated by people who belong to different professions in life, and most especially those who are working in the communities and non-government organizations. We have also the Harmony Zone areas where we bring the spirit of dialogue and peace in the grassroots level.
I attended the summer course, and in that summer course we had exposures living with people in the community. We have to know the other faith, not only theologically, but also the day-to-day living and appreciation of the differences. What Father Seb did in Mindanao is like in the concept of Christianity, have witnessing, to be witness of your faith to others, not to convert, but to show them the compassion, love, and the real teaching of Christianity.
A Aldeia da Harmonia é um exemplo vivo do quarto pilar do Centro para o Diálogo Silsilah, o diálogo com a criação. Com a terra da aldeia produzem-se produtos naturais em prol da saúde da comunidade. Em setembro de 2013, a violência voltaria a agitar o Silsilah e a cidade de Zamboanga. Um conflito armado eclodiu depois de cerca de 500 atacantes armados da Frente Moro de Libertação Nacional, MNLF, terem feito reféns 200 civis depois de declararem a independência das Filipinas. O MNLF estava descontente e indignado pelo processo de paz em curso em Mindanao, que os tinha excluído das negociações. O exército filipino atacou os rebeldes após o fracasso de um acordo de cessar-fogo. Os combates deslocaram mais de 100 mil residentes e destruíram bairros inteiros. O centro Padayon Silsilah, situado na zona de guerra, ficou muito danificado.
For more than 2 weeks, always we see the fire in that area, and the people in this side see their houses have been burned. My experience of more than 35 years in the Philippines has been the most painful experience. We do our best to really give our witnessing presence and everything we can do. During that time, for instance, our youth have been volunteers to help all the evacuees. Oh no, kamo. Assalamu alaikum.
Being wounded is a negative experience, but it's also an opportunity for us to search for healing. All the more there is a need for dialogue when we pass through a certain pains and difficulties in life. But dialogue per se for us is a spirituality. It is a life that is moving us because we believe this dialogue comes from God Himself.
Maganda, no?
God takes always the initiative to be in dialogue. This means that even if we are wounded, God is there always constantly nothing has changed for him. And he is there always to help us to regain back wholeness.
A certain movement of certain groups who want to project that this is a war between the Christians and the Muslims. So we did a lot of work to go on television, press conference, meeting with the media, and giving message of peace, or unity and dialogue. And they understood the idea that this is not a religious war, no? I'm peaceful. I'm happy of this experience. I know that it's the Lord who is moving. I'm just an instrument to do what I feel is the will of God. At the end, it's not my mission. If it's the will of God will be developed, and at the end, I'm peaceful. I do my best, but at the end, I say, Lord, you do the rest.